What's up, Alex?
Hey.
Alex and I are going to do a review of Star Wars. Might be a little long, hopefully not too long, but warning, there may be spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't watch this, okay? Anyway, I thought what we'd first talk about was the plot. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I can go.
Yeah.
So,
because Alex is he's a bigger fan. I mean, I love Star Wars, and
yeah,
but he's really
there's this guy. Basically, in the beginning, there's this guy who was a stormtrooper. His name is Finn, and so he doesn't really feel like he belongs, I guess, in what he's doing. Like, he doesn't feel right. So he and this other guy escape what they're calling the First Order, which is it's basically risen out of the ashes of the Empire or whatever. He meets up with this girl named Rey, and they basically just start their adventure. That's it. I mean, that's the basic plot.
Right. So, but to me, I was thinking about this last night. The plot is I don't know. It's a little bit. It's kind of like Death Star 2.0.
I mean, the plot's really basic. It's almost copy pasted from the first movie. But
that's one little complaint I have, is that, here's the old Death Star and here's the big, it's like,
and they even go into the bar and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Death Star 2.0. I'm surprised they couldn't come up with another sort of storyline.
I think they were just trying to play it safe, because the newer Star Wars movies, a lot of people were kind of displeased with.
Yeah.
Before this, so
it was kind of like they were trying to do sort of a nostalgic throwback, because
they threw nostalgia in your face so often.
It was, and really, I don't think that was one. That'll kind of come in when we talk about characters, but that was one thing that kind of bugged me a little bit.
But I mean, the movie did everything so well.
But that's true.
That it didn't really.
We're going to preface all of this by saying that everything was done really well, so you can't really complain. It's just that if you take a look at it objectively. The other thing, if we go to characters now, reading a lot about Carrie Fisher over the years, I really had a hard time placing her in this movie. It's almost like, I don't know if this has ever been done before. At the very beginning, have some sort of little storyline where they both got killed off before the movie even started.
I mean, I thought Harrison Ford was good. Harrison Ford wasn't just... He wasn't just there to be a nostalgic throwback. I actually thought his character was good in that movie.
I don't know. I think the scenes with he and Leia together didn't gel. There was no spark there.
Well, I heard she got the script 3 hours before. She just got the script.
It's probably because they couldn't find her. She was probably in some drugged up state somewhere.
I mean, the new characters were
with psychotic drugs on her brain.
The new characters were really good. They were.
The new characters.
Awesome.
That's what I'm saying. The new characters were so good that they should have just left out the old characters, except Chewbacca. Chewie was good. Got to give thumbs up to Chewie.
Yep.
The new villain, or Han Solo's son.
You said spoilers.
Actually, I was going to say, I warned you, but I think people kind of had a sense. I mean,
I didn't.
I had heard a bunch of rumors. I've been reading about this, for a while.
I didn't read about it because
a year ago they announced the movie was coming out. So there's been a long time to hear stuff.
Well, I wanted to be surprised, so
I kind of had a feeling or had heard rumors that Han Solo was going to die. Obviously, I think most people probably figured that anyway. He's getting so old. But the villain, I swear to Jesus, as soon as he took his helmet off, I saw Andy Samberg. And I immediately started smiling, and from that point on, I couldn't think bad guy.
Yeah,
I kept waiting on him to kind of do a,
I didn't think of Andy Samberg, but it was definitely kind of weird when he first took off his helmet. You really weren't expecting that.
Not a pretty boy.
Yeah.
With flowing hair. He looked like Yanni or something.
But
I mean, you weren't. I guess you weren't supposed to be.
He wasn't supposed to be because he's still kind of a new,
I guess.
I mean,
is he going to get his face tore up later?
I don't know.
The whole character, the scale of that character seems frail to me. He's so tall and lanky, and some of the camera angles make him look like he's anorexic or something.
Another thing, the Supreme Leader or whatever, Snoke, that was just a CGI kind of guy. There wasn't much about him, but so far he doesn't seem like he could like even be compared to the original Emperor, you know.
Well, he wasn't actually there. He was being right. That was just sort of a hologram of him.
I mean, yeah, but he just didn't seem as intimidating as like the original like.
Well,
Emperor.
that's the thing. That nothing was kind of scary or nothing sort of got you on your seat.
This was a very lighthearted movie. Like it was kind of.
I guess.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
in a lot of parts, but it was also really dark in a lot of parts. So I don't know.
But I did like the new characters. Who's the new girl? What's her?
Ray.
I know. What's the actress?
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, she's good. I like her. I thought it was kind of silly that, I don't know. I just think they really should have killed off all the old characters except Chewbacca. I was kind of disappointed because you kind of thought, you know, and I thought honestly, this is kind of weird, but I always thought there was more chemistry between Luke and Leia than there was Han Solo.
I don't know.
That's what was so weird about finding out that they were brother and sister.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there was ever much chemistry between. And then when you put 30 years, or how long has it been?
Yeah, 30 years.
When you put that many years between them and they're old and they're crotchety, you know, and then they hug on screen, you're like, that ain't working. You know, not for me it wasn't. So I will say this, my wife is the same age as Carrie Fisher, and my wife looks a lot younger, okay? And you can see when they did the close-ups that they caked on the makeup to take out her weirdo stuff she's been involved in since, I don't know. Anyway.
I think you're the only one complaining about her that much.
I don't know. We'll see. That's why we're doing this, because I want to hear what you guys have to say. I think she's, you know...
I think there's other things we could talk about.
Okay, let's
like
move on.
The positives of the movie, because it sounds...
I'm not being negative.
It just sounds like... It's the way we're talking about it, it sounds like...
I love the movie.
I think it's a bad movie.
Okay?
It was really good.
It's really good. It's a good movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it could have been better.
All right.
There's a lot of scientific questions surrounding, you know, there's a lot of science around sucking this energy, you know, sucking in a star into a, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And you would have basically have had to create a black hole in that Death Star to suck that star into it, and then you say, well, why didn't the stuff around it get sucked in? You know, were they able to somehow direct gravity? You know, to my knowledge, you can't make a gravity beam. Maybe you can in Star Wars. But I will say this: it wasn't full. When you didn't get the sense that it was full of CGI.
Yep, they used a lot of real sets.
The sets were really well done, and
it looks so much nicer when it's real. Like when it's CGI, it just
when they were at their base and you had all the ships that were just landed and sitting.
It looks so
parked.
Cool. Like
everything was really good, you know, and the costumes were well done.
Yeah.
I liked the X-wing fighter guy.
Poe.
Yeah. He was good.
He was
awesome. I like him.
Yeah.
I felt like some of the other X-wing fighters were kind of weak, but...
Well, yeah, but
you know,
it's kind of hard to compare to that guy when it shows that full shot of him just taking down everyone.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I mean,
that was pretty good. What else was I going to mention?
There's that orange lady, Maz.
Orange lady. Oh, she was cool.
Yeah. She was. I mean, there were a few CGI characters.
She was like.
She was one of them.
But she was really done well. You sure that wasn't a costume?
That was CGI.
You sure she was a CGI?
That was definitely CGI.
Wow.
It was obviously CGI.
Wasn't obviously. I mean,
it was pretty.
It was pretty well done.
I mean, yeah, it was really.
Because the problem with CGI is you have a hard time making it interact with the actual set, right?
Yeah.
She looked like she was part of the set. You know, or part of the action. But I think I liked her little character, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the dude that played the Stormtrooper? Finn?
John Boyega.
Yeah, I think they probably could have done a better job. I know that he was supposed to be sort of a compassionate character.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is when you put a lightsaber in his hand and he's supposed to be fighting the villain,
he got his butt kicked. He got his butt kicked. I mean,
he didn't die.
No, but he didn't. He's not the next Jedi or whatever. That's Rey. Like Rey.
Oh, I know, but still, you didn't expect him to. And where did he get his skills to be able to survive?
Well, where did Rey get all her skill? I mean, that's another thing I was thinking the whole time.
Luke Skywalker's daughter or something, right?
You don't know that.
Well, again,
that would honestly, if I would be really disappointed if she was, because that's just the easiest way out of it. That's just, I don't know. It just seems like
speculation.
It seems like there could be way more to it than that. But like, the whole time I was thinking is like, she's just grown up in that little tiny village. She's got no real like education or anything. How does she know how to operate all these,
because
ships?
She's a Jedi.
I guess it's the Force.
Yeah, because secretly she's a Jedi.
Well, not secretly, but
she didn't know it, so it was a secret to her.
Yeah.
So what else? Music's always good.
Music was good. I feel like they didn't I feel like it was just kind of muffled in this movie a lot. Like it was focused more on the action. It seemed like you didn't hear the music like blaring.
Yeah.
Which
is kind of good, really, in a way.
It is kind of good, but music.
You don't want it to be overbearing, you know. I think it makes it more realistic when the music.
Yeah, this movie was a lot more realistic than the last.
And I did like the raw aspect of it.
The lightsaber fights weren't. They didn't feel like dances, like choreographed.
Yeah. I guess I think too much about this kind of stuff, I guess. But again, going back to some of the science of it, how they create the gravity on the ships. To do that in real life, you have to have some part of the ship spinning, right? Like in Space Odyssey 2001. You've got that center core that spins. And so that when you get in there, it creates a sort of a false gravity. Not a false gravity, but the motion creates.
Yeah, I don't know. You gotta remember this movie. I mean, Star Wars is also it's in the fantasy genre too. So you can't it's a sci-fi fantasy. You can't
But doesn't it have to seem kind of real?
There's so.
I mean, here you got. It's
just like no one.
You've got. How do you? But
no one really.
Here you've got a big spaceship, right? And you got the doors open, and people are walking around inside.
Yeah, that's true.
How does that work?
Well, they have some kind of shield or something, like some force.
Oh, some sort of force field there.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess
you can't really.
I guess that's being a little nitpicky.
It is. I mean, there could be some explanation for everything that you're talking about that someone could say.
I know. In Star Trek, they go to more of extent to legitimize their right.
Yeah.
They talk about the propulsion systems.
It also seems like there's less action in Star Trek.
Huh?
It seems like there's less action in Star Trek.
Less action?
I don't know. I never watched it.
Well, that's true. That's true. Have we about wore it out?
I think so.
Nothing else? I mean, if you haven't seen it, well, you probably don't want to see it now.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen it, I would go ahead and see it. I mean, it's a good movie. I mean,
I'm already excited for the next one. I think it'll be good. I don't know. I'm
just hoping they'll do away. I wish they'd just gone ahead and killed off. You know what would have been good is if Leia had been killed off with him or something.
Well, I think they needed something to attract the old fans too. No,
they didn't. Well, I'm an old fan.
Yeah, I don't really know why. I don't think she's gonna be in the next. She doesn't seem like she'll be in the next movie.
I'm an old fan, and I didn't want her to be in this movie. It's kind of like I'm trying to come up with an analogy. It's kind of like take somebody that your granddad thought was hot back when he was a teenager, and now try to put her in a movie, in a bikini or something.
But they don't do that in this movie. They don't try to put her in the.
That's not a spoiler, is it?
In the Jabba the Hutt little.
That would be funny.
That would not be funny.
They should have let Jabba the Hutt eat her this time.
The kids.
That would have been good. That would have been one way to kill her off.
He's dead, so he doesn't exist in that universe anymore.
Okay, well, if you made it this far in the video, You're a faithful viewer.
Go see the movie, because I don't know, like, I just had a lot of fun during the movie. It's pretty much nonstop. Like, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of scenes to just like take a breather, you know, because it's kind of just nonstop stuff happening. I don't know.
That's true. The movie, it takes about 10 minutes for it to kind of get going, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of, I kind of expected it to start off running, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
But
they have to do some, you know, they have to build up the world or whatever.
yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was pretty good. Anyway, we have to end this video somehow. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.